Hello, today I am going to do a quick tutorial on how to make paste paper. So this is an example of paste paper. It's kind of a messy free-form activity. There's not really a lot of right or wrong ways to do it, but this is an old technique that's been used by bookmakers for hundreds of years. So essentially when they would have extra supplies left over, it was normally pigment and paste. So they would just mix those two together. So it's here we have paper mache paste and tempera paint. And I've got two colors of it. And then they would kind of just put it on paper and then carve or scrape away interesting designs with whatever they had around. So this is what we're using for the background of our project. And on this one you can see that I have green for the first layer and blue for the second layer. Nice analogous color scheme, and then I've used a texture tool to create these lines. For the second one I used violet for the first layer and blue over it, and I have a series of wavy lines in the background and then some checkers over it. This one's a little different because the yellow doesn't cover as well as other colors, so if you want more of a subtle look where the first layer shines through, you can use yellow and orange or yellow and green. And I used sort of a flat texture tool for this one to create the waves. Kind of looks 3D, I like it. And then this one's a little bit different. I intentionally, it's kind of rolled up, did not paint the second layer over the entire paper. So you need to paint the entire paper for the first layer, but if you want to just selectively paint the second layer, that's fine. Because I really wanted the yellow to pop and not be lost. Then I did a little bit more of an objective design, kind of looks like a sunshine or flower to me. So that's another route that you can go. And here's how you make it. The first step is to lay down a sheet of newspaper. This is just to keep the tables clean and so that you have to do less work at the end of this project. And then you are going to lay your blank paper on top of it, just like that. Now today I've chosen to use yellow and green. You can use whichever analogous colors you like. For this project I'm only going to give you two colors just to keep things kind of simple. So remember, analogous colors are colors that are next to each other on the color wheel. And I think I'll start with yellow and then do green over it. So this should already be mixed up when you're in class, but I'm gonna just mix it in case. Okay, we are using these old brushes that are a little bit worn out, but they still work, and when we're doing paste and this sort of thing, it's just easier to not worry about them. And we don't really need to be as neat for this project, or for this activity. Okay, so I am going to dip my paintbrush in the yellow paste. This is a little different than paint. It will dry very quickly and ruin the brush, so we need to make sure that when we're done, we clean out the brush very well. Notice that the paint is only on the end of the brush. I didn't dip the whole thing because there's no reason to do that. This is the part we paint with, and it makes less cleaning and less waste. All right, now I'm gonna start in the center, kind of get the paint in the center, and then I'm going to brush it towards the outsides. The only reason I do that is because if you have globs towards the edge, they tend to go off the paper, and then you're just wasting more and making a mess. Now I do want to make sure that I cover all the corners, and my paper is rolling up, so let's just press that down. So I need a little bit more paste. If your paper starts to roll, you can press it with the brush or with your finger. If you get a little bit dirty, it's not the end of the world. This is not the neatest activity we've ever done in class. Okay, so just make sure that that is fully covered. All right, now I'm gonna let this sit and dry. This paper does not normally curl this much, but I'm gonna let it sit and dry. And while it dries, this is a great time to wash your brush, just to make sure that we don't ruin it. So Remember, when you wash the brush, you want to put the foaming soap in your hand and then swirl the brush around in that. The soap will start to turn whatever color the paste is, and you'll need to rinse it out and do that maybe 3 or 4 times until the brush is completely clean. Treat this brush like your hair. So if you had paint or paste in your hair, you would not stop washing it until the entire thing was clean. Do the same with these brushes. So I'll do that while this dries, and I'll be right back. Okay, we're back, and my paper is just about dry. You can see a tiny bit of shininess in some of these lines, but when it's no longer shiny, then you know that it's dry. And I forgot to mention, once you're done with the paint, or the paste rather, just return it to the front of the room, since a lot of people are using it at once. And now that the first layer is dry, we are going to move on to the second layer, which is going to be green. So I've got my clean brush here that I brushed while it was drying, and I am just going to start painting. It really doesn't matter which direction you move the brush in. So I had some different examples that I showed you before. This one I did sort of an explosion type thing in the middle. It's kind of just whatever you want in the background of your project. So I'll do an explosion up from the corner. So you could cover the whole thing, you could go in the same direction as the other paint, different direction, whatever you're feeling. Okay, I'm pretty happy with that. So I'm going to set my brush down, and this is where the texture tools come in. So I bought a bunch of these texture tools. They're really for decorating cakes and making designs in the icing, but they work perfectly in the art classroom as well. Some of them have these intricate designs around the edges, and some of them are just smooth. If you use the smooth rounded ones, you'll get more of this effect. So I'm going to go ahead and just start making some designs. So if you want, I'm going to show you a bunch of different designs, so you don't necessarily need to use this many together, or you can if you want to. If you want to make one of those circles or half circles, what you're going to do is pick a side, and you are going to pick one of the endpoints, and you're going to spin the texture tool around that endpoint. So I'm going to put this right in the corner and spin it so that I get a curved line. You could also create waves, you could do straight lines, whatever you're feeling. The other sides of this texture tool will just create different types of lines or different thicknesses. You can also get kind of creative and use something like, if I have anything on hand, something like a pencil to create some little designs. You want to make sure that you're not pressing hard with the pencil lead, because you don't want that, you don't want it to look like graphite. You want it to look like just the color below. You could also, I don't know, use any tool that you find around the classroom. So let's try, we can do a flower, circles, stars, kind of whatever you're feeling. So you can decorate this however you want. Keep in mind that this project is all about lines, so that should really be your focus. And it is a self-portrait project, so think about colors that would help to portray you, or maybe some designs that kind of show your personality and would work well in the background of the portrait you've created. So I hope that helps you guys. Whenever you are ready to start, please come up and see me. Let me know if you have any questions, and then I will give you the supplies. Okay, thanks guys.